Here we go. Okay. We good?
3, 2, 1, boom.
Right.
Sid, we here. How did we get here? We grew up in the same area, right? Alan Pritchard, AP, Mr. A1, does a lot of things. One of the first entrepreneurs. We went to rowing together.
Right.
One of the first when I ever realized like business, you can do things. You had the clothing line. What was that? AVA.
Yeah.
What was that?
Adverse on Ambition.
Tell me something about that.
Adverse on Ambition was a company I created with the name where you can come from anything in life, but still you just need the ambition to do it. You can overcome. You can achieve. As long as you got the ambition and the willpower. You know, we spoke on willpower before. You got the willpower to want to achieve anything. You can make it happen. And I wanted to be able to put that message out to the world through the brand of clothing.
Yeah, and you did that.
Right.
You did that.
Right.
Hustling. Right. We talking about hustling.
Right.
We talking about had a goal and made it happen.
Right.
I met you one time in the bowling alley to buy a shirt off. It was one, yes, I wanted the shirt, but two, the fact that I recognize this guy is willing. He's selling shirts. You hear rappers talk about selling mixtapes out my back.
Right. You
was doing it. You was one of the first people I ever saw do that. Big ups to you for. Where does that come from? How does that? What is that?
Just the hustle.
The hustle. Everybody can't do that.
What it is for me is having an idea, right? And a lot of people don't know how to manifest an idea out of fear and just out of the concept of attempting to do something and being okay to fail, right? You can't fear failure, right? And that was something that I learned at an early age is if you're gonna do something, even as an athlete, as we teach our players and when we go through different trainings, is if you're gonna mess up with confidence.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's pretty much can carry you in every phase of life. It's like whatever I do, if I'm not successful at it, I'm gonna learn from it. I'm not even gonna treat it as a failure. I'm gonna learn from it to get better at it. To now, let's reproduce this idea that I once had to make it better. You know, that's how all successful people really reach their heights of what they're chasing. You get what I'm saying? Is that it's a lot of different lessons, right? I'm not gonna say a lot of failures. It's a lot of lessons.
I like that
There's a lot of lessons that they've learned, and they're able to, correct on that journey before they reach the heights of what they're chasing.
Right.
You know?
And I love that language because we talk about it all the time. It's language. How you talk to yourself. Right, when something goes wrong,
right.
Even when something goes right, how are you talking to yourself? And if we change that word failure to a lesson, put a positive connotation on that, on the word and the language that we're using. You got to be careful of the word you use.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not only out loud but inside your head.
Right.
So we went from AVA, that turned into, we played sports growing up.
Right.
Woodbury basketball.
From Camden originally, then I moved to Woodbury.
Right.
My mom sent me down here to go to high school. I'm from Camden. My mom sent me to stay with my grandfather in Haddonfield, and then I came to Woodbury.
Right.
So I moved around a little bit, but
We
my mom always
ball at Rome too, right?
Yeah. Then we met back up at Rome. Yeah.
Graduate from Rowan. I'm seeing this guy. This is all right. So social media is becoming a thing. So now everyone stays connected. We on the court with these kids. Drills and skills and drills and skills. See one video, boom. See it. That's cool. I get what years start to pass. As the videos are posted, the content gets better.
Right.
We was renting space first from the park.
Right.
I had a space in West Effort and rented gym. Adrenaline. Really doing it, building. You had a lot of kids come through your hands.
Right.
What's the message to when you got in that lane?
I guess it would be the same thing of when we first started this interview was, if I fail at it, I'm going to learn a lesson, because if it's something that you really want to do, you're going to want to know the ins and outs, how to make it successful, right? For me, it was, I got into clothing originally coming out of college was for the simple fact that I realized my idea of being a professional basketball player at the quality level, you should say, or the highest level, wasn't going to happen. Right, it wasn't in the deck of cards for me, and I didn't know what else to turn to. So I more so kind of rediscovered myself, attempted some different things, and through that, the entrepreneurship kicked in, and it's like, hey, if I can do this with clothing, with something I really had no real knowledge in, and then I can use this same energy and put it into something I've been doing my whole life, it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
And so those first kids, and I always tell this to everybody, there's a group of kids that I'm always going to hold close to my heart because without them, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today, right? Just off of them seeking knowledge and wanting some help and wanting to get better.
Believing in you.
Right, and wanting to get better. I would have never even picked up a basketball again. Right, especially in this lane to want to teach it to make you better and have a longer career or a better career than what I ever had for myself. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right. So that more so transpired that way. It was just like, you know, a guy reached out, said, hey, can you work with my nephew? I know you played ball. He was pretty decent. Can you show him a few things? And from there, it came one kid to two, then from 2 to 5, and it just, you know, just kept going.
Talking business, talking entrepreneurship is when if you deliver a quality product, and treat people good, do it with a good sense,
right?
Have a good heart behind what you're doing, and you stay consistent. Success has to come from that.
The easiest way to put that, right, for people to understand is the movie Field of Dreams.
Okay.
Right, and I can't think of my guy's name. What was his name? Right, he was some. I can't even think of his name, man. But he says, if you build it, they will come. Right, and I learned that. I watched that movie probably my junior year or senior year in high school, and it's if you build it, they will come. And if all you have to do is focus on the actual quality of the product of what you're doing, right. You're not looking for any rewards, you're not looking for any type of financial gain. Mm-hmm. You're doing it for a specific reason to produce a quality product. Right. And once you do that, that's where the real success comes in. Right? It's the same thing as, you know, you work hard in practice. All the hard stuff is done behind closed doors. Right. You know, when the lights come on, this is just a reward. Right. So what you've seen over the years was people really didn't see the grind and the groundwork of I'm in a park, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, all day, and I haven't eaten, and this is what's happening right now. Before I had a brand, before I had a concept of what I really was aiming to achieve out of it, I was just doing it for the quality of the product of being able to teach the game of basketball in a quality way. Right. You know what I mean?
Practice.
Yeah.
We talking about practice.
Yeah, we talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
We talking about practice, dude.
Practice every single day.
Right.
I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face, and we just linked up. I told you I got a podcast. I want to. No, we got a podcast.
Right.
And on the podcast, we talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
What are your daily practices? What do you do every single day? Right. What are your goals? And do your daily practices mirror end goal to be reached? Every day you went to that park.
Right.
A lot of days that no one saw.
Right.
For a dream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That took us now, present day, we're coaching at the collegiate level?
Yeah, yep. I'm an assistant coach at Lincoln University now, yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln University. A university?
Yeah, Division II. First coaching job.
The scale and the magnitude of that. Like, you don't, no matter what route you go, it takes hard work.
Right.
There are a lot of athletes, you know, play to a high level, their name, whatever, they are able to fall back on a coaching job based off of their athletic ability. And some are good coaches. Not all athletes are good coaches.
Right.
But yeah, you weren't out here coaching kids playing the game. You were helping them get better at their game.
Right.
Which translates to game time, like you just said, practice.
Mm-hmm.
Lights come on.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched. I don't know. Sometimes I don't have the right words, but like I said, we've been parallel for a while.
Right.
You've been coming over to the spot since Sweetie and Dusty Drive,
mm-hmm.
and I've seen a kid practice these videos I'm talking about. This content that you put out, you build a brand. You build a brand, a quality brand, with an understanding of when you come here, this is what you're going to get. I'm not just going to say it. Look, I'll show you.
Right.
Look at this kid do this, and all these drills that we did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And then game day, it might have been 2 years later, 3 years later, that kid's been practicing the same drill, and when it translates, how does that make you feel? Because I'm telling you, from an outsider looking in, I'm a coach. What is that feeling? What does that speak to you?
Dude, I don't know. It's kind of overwhelming a little bit. You know,
kid hit with a step.
Yeah, you know.
And do that. Like, yeah, we did it with Coons on the drill
right,
for a while, but
right.
in the game to watch it play out, it's a beautiful thing.
So with basketball, you know, there's different levels to training, right? You have, and this is on record. You can, if no one's ever said this, I'll be the first to say it. You have skill development, then you have player development, right? So when you see a person going through a bunch of skill work, as far as a bunch of combs, and then a bunch of different shots and how to create space, like that's more so the skill of it, right? How do you have to have a skill to do something. Once a person masters that, now the second phase of it is the player development, right? Now, once you get through the player development and you become the player that you should be, right? Let's say, right, let's just use you as an example. You're more so like a downhill running back. Right. You weren't really like a Barry Sanders shifty, real cut. You were a downhill running back. That was how you were designed in the deck of cards of how you play the game of football, right? Everybody has their own destiny and their purpose on how to play their sport, right? So when it comes to the training side of it, going back to the skill development, I'm going to give you a skill and all the tools in the world to be successful at this sport. Now, once you master that, who are you as an individual in this sport? What's going to make you successful? Mm-hmm. That's where I sit back and I watch a lot of trainers go through all these different drills and cones and stuff, and it's like skill development for me really takes place in that elementary stage, right? Early on, and I want to say maybe second up until 5th or 6th grade. Mm-hmm. But once you hit 7th grade, you're more so now your body's starting to mature.
You are the athlete.
You are going to be. Right, you may get a growth spurt somewhere, but how you view the game and how your feel for the game, it may enhance a little bit. For the most part, this is what you're going to do great, because now adolescence is all about your confidence. Right. Once you get to middle school, going into high school, it's like my confidence and my swag is this. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing in sports. Like if you've been successful up until this point doing this, pretty much that's what you're going to do 80-90% of the time.
Yeah, we just left a midget football game, and those kids, there's a program out there, and these kids, they listen. They're being developed into they're going to be their natural selves, and that's awesome to watch. Right. But when you mold that program and groom these kids and get them ready for life as an athlete, mm-hmm. right? So now, being at a college level, do you see yourself more? The skills are developed. How much of the I guess mentoring, because they're going into real life. Just like there was a time when you made that decision or that realization, like this ball might not be it. How much has sports, talk about discipline, again, talking about practice. Do we really understand the magnitude that sports does for us in real life?
You do when you're old enough to understand it.
Right. That's why it's tough when you talk to these kids and you're like, I know you don't really hear what I'm saying right now. But the sooner we plant these seeds, mm-hmm. that's my idea. So we've been going to the schools and talking to them, and that's the message. Like the things you're learning, the things we're telling you now might not make sense.
It's all seeds.
We're planting seeds. We're planting seeds.
It's all seeds, and guess what? Guess when the best time that these seeds are watered? Through their struggle. Right. It's almost like everybody struggles in life, and then you get to those defining moments. What can I take, and what do I have within me that can help me get through this? Right. That's those seeds. That struggle is going to water those seeds for it to grow. Like, you know what? I'm made for this. Yeah. I may not even realize it, but because of this struggle and this grind, right? Everything that I'm facing right now, I've been through worse than this. Right. You get what I'm saying? So that'd be more so how I view the situation.
So we were talking earlier. You're talking about writing a book, right? And I love that language. Right. We're not done.
No. We're
not done.
This is all getting started.
And it's cool to sit and talk to you because like we can vibe on a level. People view us or people in certain positions as successful. Have we been successful? Absolutely. We're young 30-year-olds. Right. We've been doing things on our own for a while. But to sit here with you, we talked about earlier, being so parallel in our journeys, mm-hmm. It's like we ain't even start yet. Right. Whatever that may be. Right. Like, right. Oh, yes, we've been in this. We got buildings set up, podcasts, all that. We're just learning how to do this.
This is all new.
This is new. This is going to be a huge production one day. All that. Talk about writing a book. What's that look like? What's the framework of that?
So the framework of the book is always, well, first of all, for me personally, I feel like your successes or your blessings are never meant really for you. Right. It's meant to help the next person, right? Just as well as everything that I've faced in life so far, or even things that I may face in life to come, there's going to be another person that can benefit from my story or from my journey for them to either not go through what I had to go through, or if they go through it, this is how I can overcome it. You get what
That's
I'm
why
saying?
you gotta tell your story.
And that's what the book is about.
You gotta
right?
tell your story.
I told you that how many years ago?
You gotta tell your story.
Everybody has a story to tell.
And you do not know who's gonna take your story and really, really benefit
Right.
from it.
Right.
Because like you just said, life's about experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell my story, when I tell my experience, the experience is the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's the individual or person that goes through the experience. And if you can, again, plant a seed or give somebody the comfort in saying, well, maybe it's not just me. AP went through that too. Coach Leaf went through that too. We're just here, man.
You'd be surprised of how many people you're able to connect with just off of having relatable experiences. That it's like, oh wow, like I didn't even know somebody else can. Because a lot of times we feel like, oh, this is just me out here. I'm going through this. My head's hanging low, and realistically, is a person right across me that you don't even know just because they carry it so well.
Right.
Right. Somebody's fighting a battle that nobody knows about every day.
Couldn't even imagine being in somebody else's shoes.
Every day, right? Every day. But if you're able to be in position to help a person or guide a person through what they're going through because you're going through the same thing, why not?
Tell your story.
Tell your story. Everybody has a story to tell.
Yeah. 17 minutes of practice. We got a little setup.
Right.
Look, our lights is down on the table today. Check back in with us. We're going to have a production. AP, we doing it.
Right.
You're doing it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
You dive right in, right? If it don't go right, you learn from it and make it better next time, man. Practice.
Practice.
Practice,
It's
dude.
the Leaf Show.
Right.
We'll be back.
All right. I like it.
Content.
I like it.